So thank you again, everyone, for. Thank you again for joining us. We are having a hybrid conference. Part of the speakers will speak from here, from the auditorium, and the others will do it via the web. We wanted to start with the Israel Ministry of Science and Innovation, but she is in the Corona cabinet right now, so she will join us later. And we will start with Mr. Andreas Könen, the Director of Cyber and Information Security at BMI Germany. Please.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning, dear Yigal. Dear participants, I'm very glad to be here, and actually it's my first travel abroad since the starting of Corona, and so I enjoy it very much and hope you do too. So cybersecurity research helps us to understand future opportunities, but also future threats for internal security in Israel, in Germany, and all over the world. So there are lots of examples. I like to mention a few to see or to demonstrate you where we are going as a Federal Ministry of the Interior and where, for example, our research interests are. One example is post-quantum cryptography. The BSI has a long-standing tradition looking into this, and you will see quantum computers will be a threat for asymmetric cryptography currently in use. That means we have to support crypto agility on one hand, and on the other hand, we have to switch to post-quantum cryptography in critical areas, at least. That means, for example, the military, where it's very difficult to switch from one algorithm to the other, or it just means civilian applications like our identity card in Germany that's heavily based on asymmetric cryptography. And I know what I'm talking about because that's my special area. It has been my special area, clearly. In my position now, it's not possible to dive into that more closely. The next stop is quantum key distribution. That seems to be connected on the first glance, but actually isn't. It's a different technology, but it's a technology that in future will allow us to build even more secure networks. Unfortunately, formal assurance of security levels for this technology is still missing. So therefore, the BSI supports standardization of QKD for future developments and uses, government use, and to see how we can pose high formal requirements. Next is artificial intelligence. There is no talk that doesn't mention artificial intelligence, but it is clear that artificial intelligence will give us new possibilities for analyzing big data, for example, network logs for network security and forensic analysis in cybercrime. So that means for us, the use of AI is important in cybersecurity, first in prevention, secondly in detection. On the other hand, we have to fear that AI is to be used by cyber criminals and cyber attackers in large. So we have to look at this carefully. On the other side, AI also introduces new threats to classical information because it uses classical information differently than a human would use this information and may come to different conclusions that can't be seen through and can't be transparent from the beginning. So we have to analyze what security of AI actually means to us. Evaluating AI systems causes a lot of problems today, because we see how, for example, neural network is generated, but we can't see how the concrete instance is handled by the neural network because it has some abilities that are new and that are disruptive. So we have to deal with that aspect too. Where we are doing this, we're doing this with a new cyber agency in Germany that was built by the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of the Interior. We're going into the questions of cyber in aviation that has increasing importance for us, and we have to do it the legal way and the research way. we're going similarly into a global perspective of aviation, as the interconnectedness in the supply chain is a real threat that comes up to us either, and we are not in a position today to overlook the whole supply chain. We need research for that too. Interfaces are the critical points, and we have to find out how we can do this. So, in general, increasing digitalization is the next thing we have to dive into. For example, automated and connected driving is something where we are in Germany since a long time. We have a lot of car manufacturers, clearly, so we have to go into that. So that means we have always a double standpoint in the BMI. We are doing research and we try to get it into operation. We have a strong pressure to do this in operation. And so we are looking forward to basic research on one hand, to operational research on the other hand, and disruptive research for the new ideas and innovation that has to come up. Thank you very much and have a nice conference.